So to be clear, Mr. Trump has no financial relationships with any Russian oligarchs.
That's what he said. That's what I said. That's obviously what our position is.
I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians.
What do I have to get involved with Putin for? I have nothing to do with Putin. I've never spoken to him. I don't know anything about him other than he will respect me. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
So, it is political. You're a communist.
No, Mr. Green. Communism is just a red herring. Like all members of the oldest profession, I'm a capitalist.
Welcome to Mueller, She Wrote, the weekly podcast dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of the Mueller investigation. I'm AG. I'm going to have to use the name AG or Ag or Agatha, whatever you guys want to call me, from here on out because of the Hatch Act. Because of my work with the federal government, I'm not allowed to associate myself or my title with any political discussions. So I'm AG, and with me today is Jolisa.
Hey.
Hey, Jolisa's a local comic, very funny. She's my black lesbian. She's here to keep my privilege in check.
Yeah.
And then also to my left is Jordan Coburn. Say hi, Jordan.
How's it going? Hello, hey everybody, hey.
Another amazing comedian that I love these ladies. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. And we're going to start with Just the Facts. All right, so in Just the Facts, nothing here is theory or conjecture. These are all facts available to the public as of right now. As we know, these things can change at any minute. So this is our first episode, so I kind of wanted to go over a little bit of a timeline of events to catch everybody up, because we just had the first week of indictments. We're going to keep this show going as the investigation progresses, but I wanted to give you a timeline of events. June 16th, 2015, Trump announces his candidacy for President of the United States. September 2015, FBI tells DNC about anomalous cyber attack activity. December 2015, Flynn is paid $45,000 for a speech in Russia and dines with Putin. March 2016, Papadopoulos is named Foreign Policy Advisor. March 2016, Manafort is brought on board. March 31st, 2016, the meeting of foreign policy advisors takes place. And that includes Papadopoulos, Trump, J.D. Gordon, and Jeff Sessions. April 2016, Russians tell Papadopoulos they have dirt on Hillary Clinton. May 2016, Trump gets the GOP party nomination. June 2016, the famous meeting between Russian operatives, Veselnitskaya, Donald Trump Jr., Manafort, and Kushner takes place in Trump Tower, one floor below Donald Trump's office. In January 2017, the FBI interviews Papadopoulos for the first time, and he lied like a rug. February 2017, National Security Advisor Flynn is fired. May 2017, Trump fires James Comey, and later that month, the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, appoints Robert Mueller III as special prosecutor. July 2017, a no-knock raid at 4 a.m. on Manafort's house to collect evidence. July 26, 2017, Papadopoulos is arrested at Dulles International Airport. October 3rd, Papadopoulos signs a plea deal with the FBI. And on October 30th, 2017, Manafort and Gates are indicted on 12 federal charges, and Papadopoulos' guilty plea is unsealed. All right, so that's what we have up to this point.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay? Now, I'm going to go over a couple of other facts that came out this week with the Mueller Monday.
Right.
And all week things came out, and it's kind of insane
Yes.
how many things came out this week. Tuesday, Trump tweets damage control about Papadopoulos, saying he was no one, he's nobody, he's a liar. Like, I don't know him, but I know he's a liar. I don't remember any meetings. There were no meetings.
Right, with the best memory, of course.
Yes, I have the best memory. I have the greatest memory, and I don't remember. Trump goes from I never met him to oh, I know him, and now he's like, oh yeah, we did have a meeting, but I don't remember it. This is a comment. This is like a he's only been president for like a minute, but he has like a clear MO. Never happened. Wait, yes, it happened, but I don't remember. Yes, it happened. I remember, but I had nothing to do with it.
It's a pattern.
And then finally, I remember it. I had nothing to do with it. It's Hillary's fault.
Right.
Like, that's
it doesn't
his,
matter. Yeah.
That's his MO. So he's applying. He's just going on. That's like the 5 stages of grief. He's just on step 2 now, which is, oh, nope, I remember, but I don't remember.
I love that impression, by the way.
Thank you. Wednesday, J.D. Gordon says that Papadopoulos told Trump and Sessions in that foreign policy advisors meeting that he was going to Russia. Mm-hmm. I'm going. And Trump heard him. Trump listened. And it wasn't like he just sort of listened. Trump was into it.
Right.
And Sessions said, nope, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. And it even came out in one of the emails in Papadopoulos's testimony,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
where somebody told him, and I think it might have been J.D. Gordon, it could have been Clovis, it was one of the senior advisors on the Trump campaign, we aren't going to send Trump, we got to keep Trump out of this.
Exactly.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, right.
Thursday, Carter Page testified behind closed doors, but then comes on CNN and tells them what he said. He said he told Sessions and Trump officials that he was going to go to Russia, so they knew. This means Sessions perjured himself.
Exactly. A third time, I think.
Okay, yeah. So we have that information now. And on Friday, I think it was Friday, Kushner was asked to turn in a bunch of documents related to the firing of James Comey. Mm-hmm. And if you remember on the plane, when he was on the plane with Daddy on Air Force One, yeah. and he had to release that statement about the firing of Comey, how Trump, Daddy was like, oh, say this.
Exactly.
So there could have been emails or something. I'm not sure. We still don't know what's happening with that.
Right.
Finally, Keith Schiller, who's Trump's personal bodyguard. This guy must be like...
Bless his soul.
What if he had to like wipe his butt? I don't know.
Oh,
it sounds
I believe it.
It sounds like clean up his puke. I don't know. It sounds terrible. But he will be interviewed by Congress about Trump's 2013 trip to Russia. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Trumpers and right wingers are saying this has nothing to do with collusion. And you know what? Fine, you're right. But a blowjob had nothing to do with Whitewater.
Exactly.
Okay? And when Rod Rosenstein gave absolute power to Mueller to investigate wherever it leads, he's going to look at everything.
Every single thing.
And if you think Trump hasn't broken a law in his life, you are insane. You're just insane. So his 2013 trip to Russia... It could have, that was when the Miss Universe pageant was. It could have to do with his condo that he wanted to build there.
Oh, so many things.
Some of his real estate holdings, all that stuff. And I wanted to also tell you guys about a poll that the Washington Post put out at the end of last week about the investigation and what people in Americans think of the investigation. 58% of Americans approve of the investigation, which... You're getting into territory now where it's going to be really difficult to remove Mueller.
Right.
And 49% think that Trump is likely guilty.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Of something.
Anything, really.
Yeah. Like, he's just
exactly
guilty.
What, yeah.
You just have a feeling.
Yeah. I can't put my finger on it, but I think he's up to something.
Right.
So I'm really interested to know what this bodyguard has to say about the 2013 trip to Russia. And we also learned that Papadopoulos has been cooperating with the Mueller investigation since he was arrested in July.
Papadop.
Crazy. Papadop.
Oh, Papadop. Like from 8 Mile?
Yeah. So he could have been, seriously, wiretapped. He could have been wearing a wire this whole time because the documents say he is cooperating. We can't tell the public about this. Mm-hmm. This shocked everyone.
Oh, yeah, game changer.
So let's go over this week's indictments because this is our first round of charges.
Indicted! I'm gonna be indicted!
No, wait, it's gonna be okay.
Indicted!
Honey, Dick.
Indicted!
Honey.
I'm gonna be indicted!
Hold it, they can't. It's gonna be okay. Just calm down.
I can't calm down, I'm gonna be indicted!
Monday, October 30th, Mueller Monday. Hashtag Mueller Monday.
Yes.
And here is what went down. He announced the arrest and the indictment of both Paul Manafort, Trump's campaign manager, not just a low-level Papadopoulos, I don't know who he is.
The top guy in his campaign.
Yes, he was hired in May of 2016, and he was the top dude, okay? Mm-hmm. He's arrested and indicted, and his buddy Gates. are arrested and indicted, and they are charged with 12 felony counts. 12 counts. And yes, it's the government. I work for the government, and I'll tell you something. If you need to find somebody that's doing something wrong, we have so many millions of pages of policy.
Exactly.
That I'm going to find it.
Mm-hmm. If you're looking, you'll find it.
So 12 counts sounds like a lot, but really, like, you could do one thing, and I could find, like, 10 counts on it.
I bet.
So I'm going to go over the counts. The first one is conspiracy against the United States.
It's a big one.
How could you possibly support any of these people? and Trump's, no, nothing. I have nothing to do with anything wrong about anything.
For everyone around him, apparently.
Your campaign manager has been arrested for conspiracy against the United States
It's
of America.
Official. There's no getting around that.
Of America. The United States of America. Not, like...
Russia.
Pango.
Right.
You know, this country where we live.
Yeah.
Some territory we have. He doesn't know that.
The U.S. Virgin Islands. Or we could talk to the president of Puerto Rico.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe. God, he's such a tool. All right. Second count, conspiracy to launder money. Now, this is going to be obvious because especially when the Panama Papers came out, thousands and thousands of shell companies and holding companies that don't exist overseas, and these are tax havens. You guys, these are people who are zillionaires who are opening accounts on foreign soil to evade taxes. Okay?
Like the Swiss banks. We've all heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, so, and they aren't even doing Swiss banks. They're doing, like, Bob's country.
They are, they're evolved.
Like, like my friend in Micronesia. And I only just found out this week that Micronesia is an actual country.
What?
I thought it was a joke.
It sounds like
from
it's made
Zoolander.
up.
Like, they're gonna assassinate the dude from Micronesia. I thought it was an Owen Wilson. That's a fucking place.
I can believe
it.
it.
All right, so we have that. Conspiracy to launder money. And it's been shown up to $74 million. He took tens of millions of dollars. Now, what has yet to be proven, but this could be, and I'm going to go ahead and say that this isn't a fact, this is conjecture, were any of them payments from Russia with love?
Right.
That's what everyone's interested in.
Exactly.
And you know what? Even if it's just business dealings.
Still, he said there was nothing.
Yeah, and so just like antithetical to all of their like
oh, of course,
tax, save the middle class tax bullshit.
Very hypocritical, at the least.
No, they don't care about you.
Sorry.
If they did, their tax plan would include offseas, offshore accounts for us.
Exactly.
We're gonna, you know what, middle class, you have to pay taxes, but you can put your income in Pago.
That'd be great.
Nice. Yeah.
I think it would be wonderful.
Yeah, if they were actually good people, they'd do
I don't mean to shit on Pago. That's American Samoa.
Our Pago listeners.
That's a very, sorry, our listeners in Pago.
All two of them.
Next charge, unregistered agent of a foreign principal. They failed to register as foreign agents.
Wonder why.
Then that ties in with false FARA statements. That's your disclosure of foreign accounting practices or, just your associations. You have to register as a foreign lobbyist. If you don't, it's against the law. This is not too many charges come up on this one.
Right.
Because it's one of those rules that there's 800 things you have to do to register as a foreign lobbyist.
It can't be that easy.
Right.
But he broke that law, and so did Gates.
Skip that one, yeah.
Lying.
Yes.
Lying.
Which I love.
They call it false statements, but
yeah.
They lied. Okay. To the FBI, to the NSA, to CIA, who knows who, the Congress, any of these investigatory bodies. Finally, 7 counts of failure to file foreign bank and finance documents. So that's 7 times they failed to do that that they could find. That is this week in indictments.
Yeah.
So
I almost want to clap.
So now, but I tell you what, you guys. Yes, we indicted Gates and Mueller, and no, none of those things have anything to do with Russian collusion into the election. But like I said, Mueller is allowed to look at whatever he wants.
Anything
he wants. I want the P tapes to come out.
Oh yeah. And I feel like this just makes perfect sense. I don't know a lot about law, but it's like you can't always get people for the things you want them to. Like, I once sued someone for breaking labor laws, but I really wanted to sue them for being jerks. So it's like you just gotta find what you can.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's all
we've
that
seen,
counts.
how many times have we seen SVU?
Exactly.
Where Ice-T shakes down a low-level drug guy to get information on a prostitute murder.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yep.
That's what Mueller's doing.
That's the way it works.
He's shaking down the little guys for $74 million in money laundering.
You know, no big deal.
Tax evasion, stealing from you and me.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Conspiracy against
the
the U.S. That's a pretty big one.
Conspiracy against the United States. To get him to roll on the big fish.
Yep.
It is that's how mafia style
These
investigations
are the top lawyers. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, his team
The A
is,
team.
dude, they're better than like when the NBA started letting professionals go to the Olympics. Like this team is ridiculous. These guys are, and early on we could tell what kind of things they were going to be looking at by who was on the team.
Right.
We got like 4 money laundering experts.
Watergate lawyers,
that's
man,
great.
they're back. Oh, and they say this is worse.
Oh,
Obviously,
It's way worse. What was Watergate? He was recording the other party.
Exactly.
This is
Just a
collusion
tape.
with a foreign enemy. Like, ooh. It's a little bit bigger of a deal.
Oh yeah.
To me, I think. In my head. All right, now, on to Fantasy Indictment League.
Yeah.
Guys, this is where we come up with all of our fan fiction theories on what's going to happen next, who's going to go down next, and we're going to make our indictment picks.
Yes.
Okay, because we're going to keep a running tally. I don't know what the winner gets. Maybe like a partially used
the pool's
Glade
10
air
bucks.
freshener. Right?
Their voting rights back.
Easy 3/5. Easy. And we're going to go ahead.
I love it.
By the way, John Kelly coming out and saying that the Civil War was because of we didn't compromise and that's why the Civil War happened.
I mean, I get where he's coming from. Sure, there wasn't a compromise on
There was.
slavery.
There was the 3/5 compromise. There was
there
the
you go.
Missouri compromise.
Oh my God.
Were they not compromising enough for you?
Way to downplay it. I mean, A for effort on his part.
We said, all right, we'll only count black people as 3/5 of a person. Is that's not compromising enough
By
for you?
definition, you know what? It's
Compromising
insane.
someone's humanity and wholeness as a
Yeah.
human person?
Yeah.
I just laugh so I don't cry.
Yeah.
It's
God.
crazy.
Dang.
To quote
Anyway.
Jerry Marsh, humanity. What is this, math?
I love it. Shout out to the local comedian.
All right, so this is where, again, conjecture, theory. Guys, this is all theory. There's going to be some facts mixed in here, but I want you to know none of this is real. This is all just what we think is going to happen.
Wishful thinking.
So, let's see. I happen to know from some sources close to me, and I cannot give those sources up or tell you where it's from, so sorry. But I am happy to tell you that I can't name my sources, and that this has not been reported by a reputable news source.
Right.
That there are 4 sealed court documents waiting on the docket. Okay?
Yeah.
And they all say sealed versus sealed, sealed versus sealed, sealed versus sealed, and sealed versus sealed. That leads me to believe there's 4 indictments coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would make sense.
So that's why you guys can go buy this too, but
Right.
when I pick my next indictments for the Indictment Fantasy League, I'm going to pick 4 people.
Go
So,
for it.
what we need to talk about now is who you guys think those people are going to be.
Yeah.
And here's some names that have been floating around. We've got Donald Trump Jr. Okay, we got Jeff Sessions.
Right.
We got Kushner. Now, we also have Flynn's son and Manafort's son-in-law. They haven't been arrested yet that we know of. Now,
Right.
remember, dudes could have been arrested.
Like Papa Doc.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Papa Dot, a while back. I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Yes.
And so we don't know if they're going to unseal guilty pleas or if they're going to arrest people. We don't know.
Either way, it would be Christmas.
But I think that because they only arrested Manafort. They didn't arrest Manafort's son-in-law. And I think they did that because they were going to threaten Manafort with the arrest of his son-in-law if it didn't roll.
Makes sense.
It's dirty, but
Yeah.
they deserve it.
They got to do it, man.
Yeah, well, this is the mafia-style investigation.
These are not good
This is
people.
how you do it. This is how Ice-T would do it.
Absolutely.
And I'm totally fine with it.
You're working with sociopaths. I mean, you got to get to the core of it.
They're like, my son, get him. Who cares?
He might be that much of a dirtbag.
Honestly, it's possible.
Where he's like, I'm not going to talk. I got Trump's interest in mind over my son-in-law. So that's why they didn't do
Abraham.
that. So they arrested.
Abraham shit.
So they arrested Manafort without arresting his son-in-law. So if they indict Flynn, it will be because Manafort rolled on Flynn, or if they arrest Flynn and Flynn's son, I think it's because Manafort rolled on Flynn.
Yeah.
Or rolled on somebody. But because if they don't, I would just arrest Flynn and pressure Flynn with arresting Flynn's kid.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. It could be Flynn, it could be Flynn's kid. That would say a lot about what Manafort and Gates have told them.
Yes.
Or what they might already know from Papadopoulos.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Either
Go
way,
for the papas. Yeah.
Go for the papas. We know Flynn. I agree with Flynn. His son, up in the air. Sessions, I'm really hoping for, but it might be a while because this guy, he's a little more up there, of course.
He's big fish.
He's big, the second biggest, I want to say.
Still doing his work in the White House.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you get, if the next indictments come out and you've got names like Donald Trump Jr., Kushner, and Sessions,
game over.
That is like the fastest to the top I've ever seen.
Which is why it's probably not going to go down just like that.
I want to slow it down, baby. Slow it down. I want this to last a little while longer.
Oh, yeah.
Go all night.
I love it.
Yeah, even just looking at one of these indictment charges, unregistered agent of a foreign, right? That's like Flynn.
That's gotta be.
Yeah, because he failed. Didn't he like retroactively register?
Yep.
He retroactively updated his FARA document like
Ridiculous.
10 times. Like, oh yeah, and this.
And
I forgot this.
It's crazy.
And man, I work for the government. The sort of things I have to disclose and the things I'm not allowed to do by our ethics laws are known. They are known. Absolutely. I can't even buy a gift worth more than $10 from a friend in my office because it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, I would imagine too.
So you're not going to tell them you know Russian people? Like,
ridiculous.
Okay, whatever. Jerks. they might have honestly been like, well, it's business. It's got nothing to do. But
I wonder.
Dude, seriously. So we also have, now, if they go smaller fish, there's a couple other people I'm thinking. Lewandowski.
Who's that again?
He went, I think when Manafort got fired, Lewandowski was the campaign manager before Manafort came on.
Oh, okay.
He was kind of that crazy, jerky guy.
It was a bit much.
Right? Like the one.
Yeah.
There's so many. But Lewandowski had gotten emails from Papadopoulos about going to Russia. Now there could also be J.D. Gordon,
right,
who was in on that advisors meeting, the one that they tweeted out a picture of, where Papadopoulos, Sessions, and J.D. Gordon sat right between Sessions and Papa.
Oh God!
And then Trump's at the head of the table, and they actually said, Gordon told, I think they may have told Mueller, the Mueller investigation, but if not, it was the Senate committee, that he heard Papadopoulos pitch a Russia meeting in that national advisors meeting, that foreign policy advisors meeting, to Trump, to the table.
Everyone there.
To the table. And Sessions, according to Gordon, said, no, we can't do that. We can't go. We can't go. Good job, Sessions. High five.
He tried.
But when we ask you if you've ever heard anything about somebody going to Russia, and you say no 76 times... That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Why would you hide that?
Exactly.
They're such amateurs.
Right?
Why would all these guys have these seemingly innocuous, as they say, contacts with Russia? Well, no, you always meet with the foreign, Kislyak. You always meet with the, what do they call ambassadors?
Exactly.
Why would you lie about it? Why are you, none of you are disclosing it on your forms, then you're coming back later to amend your forms.
Doesn't look good.
Now you're coming back.
Either way, it does not look good.
Why would you do that? Carter Page. He's only testified. I don't think he's been arrested unless he's been working with him the whole time, like Papa.
Right.
And then we got Clovis.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh my God.
What'd you call him, Jordan? A sunken chipmunk?
Oh yeah. Just a sad chipmunk. Or in other shots, it just looks like he is seasonally employed at Sears as Santa Claus.
Oh, I can see that.
Looks like that a little bit.
Yeah, the Colonel look going. Yeah.
He's weird.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't usually judge people by their looks, but these people...
They make it easy. Yeah. We can body shame Trump, but no one else. Or, I guess
holy moly.
Chris Christie, too
there
easy.
You go. Yep.
Too so easy. Clovis, that's another one too. And I personally think that if Manafort talked, you're going to see Flynn and Flynn's kid. If Manafort didn't talk, you're going to see Flynn. so that they can pressure Flynn with Flynn's kid.
Definitely.
I thought that these 4 indictments were going to be Flynn, Flynn's kid, Donald Trump Jr., and Kushner.
Okay.
But Kushner and DT Jr. are big fish.
They are. So there's likely, I guess, considering Papadopoulos, like, we don't know if there's anyone else involved that they've been keeping, hush-hush just for the sake of cooperation. So people's names pop up all the time. There's so many people at that table alone, behind the scenes. I agree with Flynn. His son, I think, is not a bad guess, like you said, if it goes that way. But the other two, like, I'm definitely, if I have to guess.
You don't have to pick 4.
Okay.
I'm only picking 4 because
You know that document exists.
I saw that document with
and
the
it's
4
a
on the
smart
docket.
guess. It's a smart guess.
He could split them up.
You know what? Okay, I'm going to say this. I agree with Flynn and his son, because I think they did mention they have charges on both already. I'm going to say the other 2, we don't know yet.
You don't know. All right, so you think we're just going to have Flynn and his son this week?
I think new people might come up. Yeah. Can I get points for new people if we have a new name next week? Can I get like half a point?
Because nobody knew Papadopoulos.
Right, it's kind of a cop out, but
I think you gotta name the name.
Yeah, a wild card.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's a wild card undisclosed.
So I'll just go with Flynn and his son for sure.
John Doe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2. Yeah.
Flynn and his son for sure. I'm gonna say Flynn. Oh, we could also have Miller.
Stephen Miller.
Not Mueller, but Miller.
Right.
Gorka is also in there.
There we go. Okay.
So we got a lot to work with.
We do. You're right. I guess at this point, I just wouldn't be surprised because they seem so confident. There's got to be people involved that we just haven't heard about yet. I'm betting on it.
All right. Yeah. Ready? Mm-hmm. Sabotage.
Oh.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
I have some breaking news for you guys.
Let's hear it.
That I didn't tell you about.
Okay.
Wilbur Ross, Trump's Commerce Secretary. Mm-hmm. He shares business interests with Putin's immediate family.
Oh.
Today, it came out that he failed to disclose that during his confirmation hearings, he failed to disclose that he had business ties with Russia.
So he might be number 3.
Wow.
Yeah, German newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung
Nice.
leaked 7 million internal documents, now known as the Paradise Papers, which also show that Cohn, that's Trump's chief economic advisor, and Rex Tillerson were involved.
Oh,
that's right. Rex, I forgot about him. Yes. Oh my gosh. All right. You know what? I'm so sorry. I'm going to throw in Rex. If I may.
There we go.
If
No,
I may.
that's what I bring up sabotage
Yes.
for, because you know what? Things come out every minute. Mm-hmm. And I got this just before we sat down to record, so I wanted to know if it influenced
Absolutely.
your picks for next
It does.
week.
Yes.
I forget. He's tried so hard to detach himself, but Rex
Tillerson?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he is the chief of staff.
He's up there.
No, he's the Secretary
energy.
of State.
Energy, right?
Tillerson,
Secretary of Energy?
no, Secretary of State.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Oh
he's
my
got
gosh.
Hillary
that's
Clinton.
right. Perry's energy. That's right. Yeah.
Perry.
Oh my, the glasses. They're not fooling anyone.
The guy who thinks we can reduce sexual
By
assault
turning off the lights.
by turning on the light.
Oh,
fossil
on.
fuels.
That's right. Yes.
Fossil fuels will help us reduce
I've been
sexual assault.
insulted in broad daylight. And I hope he learns that.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Oh no! Just turn on the lights.
Just, flip
Yeah,
it on.
right.
You'll
Wow.
be fine.
That's the new thing.
Wow.
So now, with that in mind, I think the 4.
Yes.
Here's my picks. If
Yes.
you guys want to write them down
I
somewhere.
do, actually.
And we,
Just to keep track, yes.
where are my? Oh, here we go. I think we're gonna have Flynn, Lewandowski, Ross, and Cohn.
All right.
Those are my 4.
I like it.
Those are my final picks. What about you guys?
Okay, question. These Paradise Papers, they were just leaked today?
Yeah. Well, we got the news today.
Okay, my only thing is maybe thinking that they're going to wait a little bit longer to get some more information before they
fair.
would indict them. Maybe. Or maybe they've already known about this stuff.
Right.
And it's just something, there's just
So who
the
are you
cherry
thinking?
on top.
Yeah.
Well, before that, I was thinking definitely Flynn and his son, and then I want to say Donald Trump Jr. and Kushner, but I'm thinking since it is within the family, that's such an intense
You gotta keep your
series of
feelings out of
indictments
this.
a little bit.
Right.
I know you want so badly.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you know
But-
what? There might not be any indictments this week.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what this is not going to be this week, but it's going to be the next round of indictment.
Right. Good
Right.
point, good
Yes,
point.
yes. Yeah, that's true. For
that
for our
Flynn?
second round pick or first round picks, I guess. Our
Yeah.
first round picking, but yeah, Flynn,
The indictment draft.
Flynn's son, and I'm thinking strategically maybe just as a prosecutor, it would make sense to maybe defer indicting those people that are in his family to see if they could reach some sort of like settlement based on information or something. Maybe that's like a thing. I don't know.
So you're gonna go with 2 as well? I
No,
think
well,
I did
no.
3.
So I'm thinking it would maybe be more likely for Paige and Gordon.
Oh.
Okay.
And then
Good
Flynn
call.
and Flynn's
Yeah,
son.
yeah, those are good.
I think there's going to be an interesting news story also. Aside from those indictments, I think they're going to release the guilty plea of Lewandowski.
Oh.
I think they're going to pull a Papadopoulos with Lewandowski.
Oh, I would. Oh my God, please.
Okay, so
Such
I
good
think
names.
that's not an indictment because I think Lewandowski's already
It's
been
just
arrested.
That makes sense. I would really, yeah. So in that case, I'm gonna go with Flynn myself, his son, and then I'm gonna go with Tillerson.
You think Tillerson's up, huh?
I do. I feel like he's a lower fish, so it would be weird if he's
Sex
not
state's
next.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Sex
Oh, you're
state's
right.
pretty
You're
big.
right.
Acting.
Yeah.
He's not Trump Jr. He's not Kushner. He's not family.
That makes sense. Oh man, but you don't hear as much about him.
I think Ivanka should be indicted for her terrible clothing.
Yes, thank you.
Not what she wears, but what she sells
The
to
biggest
to the
crime
commoners.
of-
And how much she sells it for. Jesus. All right, so I'm gonna go with Flynn, son. I'm still standing by Tillerson. I'm willing to take that risk, but I'll leave it at that. I don't know if I have a fourth. You know what? I guess I might as well. Just
Why
in
not?
case. Yeah, just
you
to
can do
make
the wild
odds.
card, the unknown, the unnamed.
You don't get any. You don't get any extra points for guessing too many.
That
like,
makes
we aren't going
sense.
to take any away from you.
Yeah.
But I think we should cap it at 4. and that works.
Carter Page. I like what you mentioned, AG. I do feel like he might have already,
Flipped?
Yeah, but just in case, he's my fourth. I
All
got
right.
Flynn, son, Tillerson, Page.
All right.
Yeah.
Flynn's kid, Tillerson Page.
So we all agree on that, I think. We all agree on
Flynn.
Flynn. We all,
Yeah.
2 of us agree on Flynn's son, and the rest are up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we will find out.
Oh, I
for
love
sure.
it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Next section. Questions.
Yes.
I take a question or however many questions from Facebook, and I had Kate from Facebook ask for this week why we aren't using the term collusion in regards to Papadopoulos, and when are the next indictments.
Right.
So I'm just going to let you know the reason I don't think that Mueller is using the word collusion is because, first of all, collusion is not illegal.
Right, which I
Okay.
just learned. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's not. Conspiracy is illegal.
Yes.
Perjury is illegal.
Treason is illegal.
Treason is illegal, but that is what he's using. Mueller is using in regards to Papadopoulos is perjury.
Yes.
Okay, because he lied to the FBI in January.
Which is why I'm hopeful for Sessions. Oh, please.
January 2017, they interviewed him behind closed doors. He lied. Then purportedly, Mueller said, "I got documents," and he
Yeah.
goes, "Okay," and they arrested him in July. Picked him up at the airport. I don't know where he was going.
Dulles, isn't that Texas too? Like,
No, Dulles is in D.C.
Oh, okay, okay.
I hope he was going somewhere nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they pick him up, and he spills the beans. So that's
Lovely.
that's why we don't use the term collusion, is because they colluding
Doesn't
with the
have any
Russians.
legal ground.
It's not against the law. And Mueller is such a by the book dude. He's not gonna make
Waste time with
assumptions
things
or
that aren't solid.
that would be loose. Well, you're being charged with collusion. No, I think what he's looking for is an obstruction charge.
Exactly.
On Trump.
Something concrete.
Can I,
Trump daddy.
according to Wikipedia, may I read the definition of collusion
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
our listeners?
Hit it.
So, because I think that's a really good question, and the question is even in this definition, collusion is an agreement between 2 or more parties, sometimes illegal and therefore secretive, to limit open competition by deceiving, misleading, or defrauding others of their legal rights, or to obtain an objective forbidden by law, typically by defrauding or gaining an unfair market advantage. So it's like seems to be ridden with not being okay. So that's a good question. It's like
it's got gray areas.
And it
to
is illegal in business. That's what monopolies are,
Oh,
or
right.
when cable companies collude to set prices.
Exactly.
That's collusion. Collusion, and that's when that shit's illegal.
Yes.
But in these cases,
Politics.
Mueller is going to use, in no certain terms, these kind of words that are definitive and what is against the law.
Exactly.
So Kate, that answers that question. And as far as your when are the next indictments question, man, there hasn't been the buzz today. This is Sunday. We record these on Sunday.
Right.
There hasn't been the buzz today that there was the last Sunday.
So it might be a week.
And I was tweeting last week like 2 more hours. till Mueller Monday. 2 more hours to go. Oh, it's midnight in D.C.
Yeah.
Whoa. And then, 4 hours later, boom, indictment. So
Right.
we kind of felt that one was coming.
Exactly.
The only thing that indicates to me that there could be indictments this week was that document
Yes.
on the court docket of the 4 sealed indictments.
But they could sit on that,
They
for
could
a
sit
little
on
while.
it forever.
Oh, I hope not. Yeah, but they could.
But, on Friday, we had heard, the Friday before the indictments, that he was rushing in. He was Russian.
We had to.
Mueller was rushing in and out
Yeah.
of the court with the grand jury he convened. And that was why everyone's like, oh, something's coming.
Exactly. So we'll know. We'll feel it brewing.
So I don't feel like there's going to be indictments this week, although there might be court documents released.
Right.
Like
sealed?
like the Lewandowski. They might unseal the Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Plea. Now,
Which would be nice.
I'm not saying there is one. When I say they might unseal the Lewandowski papers, there are. I'm
Speculating.
that's theory.
Educated guess.
That there are. If Lewandowski's already been arrested and he's been cooperating, then maybe they'll reveal that.
Right.
They'll unseal that. All right, next week on Mueller, she wrote, members of the GOP in the House, led by Gates, a Republican from Florida, have filed a Hail Mary resolution to have Mueller removed as special counsel, which is reminiscent of Nixon's firing of Archibald Cox.
Ridiculous.
On the Saturday massacre. So the special prosecutor, he was the special prosecutor for Watergate. We all know how that turned out.
Ended, yes.
Okay. But I think it would be especially poetic if they tried to remove on a Saturday. And if they do, we will talk about it next week on Mueller, She Wrote.
Oh, yeah?
I've been Jordan Coburn.
I'm Jaleesa Johnson.
And I'm AG, and we will see you next week.